Good morning. Time for my morning walk. I almost didn't do it, but I decided it's not too hot. I can do it. So last night, I ended up going to a place and there was an experience, and I have a lot of thoughts to share about it. These are very edgy and maybe polarizing. So I just want to start out the video saying, I'm sharing things that have worked for me along my path. It is not going to work for everyone. Everyone's experience and trauma and conditioning is unique to them. So, the way I have learned how to cope and deal with negative experiences works for me, and it might not work for you. So if this is not your cup of tea, then please find your own cup of tea. So there's that. Oh, I just lost my Bluetooth. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so I'll be off the Bluetooth. So basically, I went to an event last night, and yes, there was alcohol there, so it was not a temple party. This was one of the parties where there was a mixture of people. There was a mixture of different people, some nudists, some swingers, polyamorous people, whole bunch of different people. So there had been partying, so I will say that. And I was celebrating my new hip and playing with these people in the room, stripping for them and dancing and showing off my scar and all these things. And there was a girl there that was extremely beautiful, and I offered some activities to her, and she was a no, and that was fine. And I told her, I honestly told her, thank you for saying no, because I know that since you know how to say no whenever you do say yes, it's a true yes, and I'll be able to trust it, is what I said to her. And it actually really took her back, because I don't think a lot of us hear that or get celebrated for our no. So that happened with her. And then also I talked to her more, figured out she was a newbie and didn't know what she was doing. So, okay, I decided to just leave that space between us, because I knew that she couldn't really play because she was intoxicated and new to the scene. So that happened. Then this other really beautiful woman comes over, and so I started talking with her, and she said she had been in the lifestyle for 2 years, and so she was good. And I was asking her about her boundaries, desires, things, and I was touching her, and everything was beautiful. And then, let's see, I listened really hard for any sign of a no. If it's not a yes, it's a no. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't do, because they don't know what to look out for, right? And in the past, when I was new to the lifestyle, to swinging, I made mistakes. I did not know to listen. I didn't know about consent. I knew no meant no, but I didn't know that if it wasn't a yes, then it's a no. It's very different than no means no. And now with my, when you know better, you do better, right? So as I've learned about consent and seen things in the lifestyle, experienced things myself, I'm like, okay. I was doing lots of things with this second beautiful woman, and then all of a sudden I offered her something else, and she was like, maybe after a couple more drinks. I was like, okay, that's your no. Because if someone says they have to get a little drunker to do something, that's a no. It's like, no, I don't want to be doing it with you if you have to be intoxicated. All right, so that's the situation. Now, I was on my way trying to leave the party anyways, but it was just like these people in this room where this was happening, where they were all really interesting and fun. So that's why I was like kind of hanging around there, flirting and playing with them. So then the first girl, she was like, oh, you're leaving, say goodbye to us, do this, do that. And she was like, you know, like, flash us and show us your butt. And I was just having like a fun time with it, because I'm an exhibitionist like that. And then after the flash us your butt, she's like, I'm gonna spank it. And I just, I tried to stand up, but I couldn't stand up fast enough. And she just like let out this whack on my butt. And it probably wasn't even that hard, but the problem is that it was on my surgery side. So it just really fucking hurt. And I just was like, all right, now I'm leaving. Like, this is not fun anymore. And so, you know, as you can see, I'm still upset about it, but it's like leaving and getting into the car. It's like, man, she didn't know what she was doing. She probably has no idea what she did wrong. She was just having fun and playing. It's frustrating, you know? And so my view about myself, and again, like I said at the beginning of this video, this view may not work for you, and I don't think it's very circumstantial, okay? It's very circumstantial, but I know that I put myself in that position. I take responsibility for that. I knew that I was with people that I didn't know. I knew I was in a situation where people were in altered states of mind. I know that, yes, I am the one that, because of who I am and what I know, I need to do the work to see if the person is able to give consent. That's been years and years in the making, right? These people don't know. People don't know. They don't understand. They don't. So I practice radical responsibility. And I'm like, you know what? I put myself in that position. Not everybody is going to like that kind of idea, but that's what I found works for me. And I got that through the inventory process when I was doing 12-step work back in the day. And then it was really interesting because over the years and different psychology things I've read, it's talked about how anytime the victim can take any kind of responsibility for their experience, then they actually get better faster. Like, they recover faster. So it's like, even though no one deserves to be violated or abuse is a totally different thing. I'm not talking about ongoing abuse right now. I'm just talking about like a one-time violation. No one deserves it, of course. And when you can take responsibility for any part of it, then it's like, for me, I'm taking my power back. I chose to put myself in that situation, and these were the consequences that came out of it. So I am taking responsibility for my part. And, you know, also, like, I was the one putting my butt out there in her face. Now, was what she did okay? No. But I cannot go into a victim mode about it. Yeah, I'm gonna process it and cry about it, and also be more careful in the future and look at it as a learning opportunity that, like, hey, I still need to be on guard for my incision. That's it. That's all there is to it. Especially if I'm in a place where I don't know the people, I don't know what their level of training around consent is. I've had several instances over my life where stuff has happened, and I had to really see, like, my own character defects put me in that position. My own desire for things put me in those positions to be hurt. And so I think this is where, you know, people worry about swinging. What could happen if they swing? And it's like, well, you have to have, like, some knowing of yourself and some knowing of what's okay for you, and also how are you going to recover after it happens, you know, or after the event, right? Like, how are you going to process? How are you going to be okay and debrief? And what are you going to take away from it? And yeah, it sucks that I got violated. It sucked to be in pain, but, you know, it was what it was, and accidents happen. So that's my story from last night. Please leave a comment if you think this could help you to change that. They call it the locus of control. It's like, if you feel like you're at effect, then you have an internal locus of control. You can see where you have effects on your world, because then it, like, gives you your power back. You can make different decisions. You could do things differently the next time, and it's a learning situation. It's not like a damaging situation necessarily. If you have an external locus of control, then you feel like life is happening to you. You know, things are being done to you. Usually you feel victimized, and then something like this, it could totally spiral you out of control. So it was a good reminder, good experience. Thank you for watching. Make it a sexy day.